Listening to Chatcast with your host, Tracy Dunblazer, the award-winning podcast that features interviews with luminaries of the mind-body-spirit marketplace. You'll hear from book authors and publishers, store owners and product creators, filmmakers, musicians, and many more, who'll all share insight and wisdom to help open your eyes to new creative possibilities. If you fancy yourself as a visionary thinker, then Chatcast is the place for you. Now, here's your host, spiritual empath, shaman, and best-selling author, Tracy Dunblazer.
Good afternoon. I did it again. I even took a deep breath that time. Anyway, so hi. Thank you so much for watching Chatcast. And today we're having a very special day. It is the launch of the amazing deck, Oracle of the InBetween. It's perfect lighting right now, so you can really see the foil turns 3 or 4 different colors. Red to gold to green. Anyway, the Oracle of the InBetween, we are going to unlock the in-between realms for you today. And all day I've had special guests. And today, this hour, in the hour 2 o'clock Pacific time, we have Alex Fernandez. And Alex is a store owner. He's the proud owner of Hearthside Candles and Curios in Ralston, Nebraska. So if you're in the area, you've got to stop by and say hello. Buy a bunch of stuff, including the deck. But Alex is also vice president of the Coalition of Visionary Resources. It's the way that he and I met and we have become fast friends. So let me take no more time to introduce to you. It's going to count us down when I put him in the stream. May I present to you, Alex.
Hello.
How are you today?
I am fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited about this deck. I don't know if you saw a previous broadcast, but we're having an issue with Amazon. They're saying that they don't have any stock and they're trying really hard to get new stock. This is the release day, so this is the one day that everything's in stock. But we've been in pre-order, so I frantically called Amazon and I talked to Adnan. And I said, Adnan, what is going on? What is happening? He says, well, it looks like you sold so many in pre-sale. You sold so many that it's past our threshold. And so they put you on lockdown until they get the next shipment. I said, well, how many did I sell? And he said, 90,000. And I said, wait
Wow.
a second. You said 90,000? Yeah. Okay, and so by 90,000, you mean 900? Nope, I mean 90,000. Okay, so it's not 9,000, right? Nope, it's 90,000. So I say, challenge accepted. But either way, you can't buy it on Amazon today, but you can buy it in Canada and the UK on Amazon or where. But mostly, I want you to shop small. Call your local bookstore. Call Alex right now.
Yes.
Actually, not right now. Call him at 2:45, which will be 4:45 his time, and put your order in because he will get those shipped out to you ASAP, like after Monday. So, anyway, so what do you think of the deck, Alex?
I love it. And this is speaking from someone who is very much a tarot person, and Oracle decks historically have been hit or miss with me. And this deck really speaks. And I have been doing readings for people, including other readers over the past week or so. And the feedback, everybody's like, these cards are spot on. And everybody wants a copy now.
Yay, good.
So we're going to get you to that 90,000.
Excellent. And I wore not necessarily in your honor, but I wore my Sasquatch because isn't he a being of the in-between?
Yeah.
Are you into Sasquatch?
A little bit. I like cryptids in general. And it's funny. I almost wore my Nessie t-shirt today.
That's hilarious. Um, anyway, so yes, I've been having such a good time reading with this deck, and look at that foil. The sun is just
They're
perfect
just
right now.
so gorgeous. Like the coloring, the card design, the card design, the visual card design, that gilding on it is just beautiful, and it just really adds a energy to it. One of the readers that I had looking at the deck, and that we did a practice reading, and she did a practice reading herself. As she was looking at the deck, she was like looking at the colors and looking at it, and was like, she's like, the deck smells spicy.
Interesting.
That was the interpretation of that.
It
And
smells
with the color and the energy, and knowing your energy and the artist's energy, spicy is a very good way to put that, I think.
Yes, and Yasmin is watching right now. She just said, "Hi, Alex."
Hello.
So she's actually it's almost her bedtime over in Scotland, but she has we talked to her a couple of hours ago, and she's wonderful to see you, to join us. Ask any question you'd like, and our professional readers will join in. So what I've been doing every live we've done is we started out with a reading for the collective.
Okay.
So let's what the hell is going on? We'll start with that, and then you and I can each pick 3 cards.
Okay.
And then we'll see what happens. Hey, while you're doing that, do you have a particular beginning deck ritual of how you address your deck before you start in, like the way you shuffle? Do you tap 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 tap? Do a little dance?
I don't usually tap or knock, but when I'm shuffling, like I will usually just kind of move the cards around a bit to almost like wake them up. And then when I'm shuffling, the cards let me know when they're ready, and then I will cut the deck into 3 piles.
Okay.
And then shuffle them back together, and then usually give them another shuffle or 2 till the cards tell me they're ready again. Okay. And that's kind of the ritual that I have developed to put the cards and myself in that space of, all right, we are tapping into the divine higher powers.
Yes.
Myself, whatever it is that's going to come through.
I like it.
And these cards are also very easy to shuffle, which some Oracle decks can be a challenge because they're usually bigger than tarot. These are not, which is very much appreciated from a reader's standpoint.
Right. You know what? I've never worked with this finish before as a publisher, and I love it because they're so smooth, and there's such a nice slip on it that it makes it really easy.
Yes, when they were brand new, they did not stick together, which sometimes you have to kind of break in the new decks. This was like ready to go.
Yeah.
It is spicy from the get-go.
Spicy to go. Okay, first of all, let's just start with what three cards we chose. I got Trust, Guardian.
Ooh.
Which we haven't had this reading all day, and this is Emergence.
Oh.
I know. So go. This is, you know what? We're gonna make this a 6-card reading. So this is the beginning. Yours will be the wrap up.
Okay.
So
I got Interdependence.
Okay.
This one came up in an earlier reading I was doing for someone today, and this is such a beautiful card. Then Discernment, which is the first time this one's come up for me in a reading.
Interesting.
And then Threshold, which I believe that's the cover image, and this is also the first time this card's come up in a reading with me.
That is so interesting. Well, that's so interesting because I just got to witness the glory that is Christine Gorman, and she is a I want to say Mad Hatter. That's so funny. I don't know that that's true, but she's truly a visionary woman. And she was just rolling off the readings and pulling the cards. And she kept pulling like almost 3 different cards almost every reading. Like the same thing kept coming over and over and over again for everybody that she was speaking with. And so this is the first time that we've had a couple of these, like we've not had Guardian all day or Emergence all day.
Oh, wow.
I know. So I'm going to say for the first part of the reading that we have to trust that there is a higher power, our guardians, our ancestors, the ones we trust, that there is something that is new that is coming for us. That's Mika. Let's see if I can show her to you. Let's see. There she is. She wants to say hi to me. I can't because I have been doing. They have been so patient all day long because I have been busy doing this, and they have not gotten any bit of me at all. So trusting that there's a higher vision, that there are higher beings at play here, not human. But there is a collective intent that we are on the path, and that there is something new within us as the collective that is emerging at this time. And it's taking, it's looking a particular way, which is, it's for some of us, it's really hard to watch. It's hard to watch. I've not watched the news since our election. But that there is a higher purpose. There is more going on than meets the eye, and it is necessary for us to collectively hit a critical mass and begin to connect with one another and find a common ground that is higher than exists today. So I'm gonna start there. Where do you go with yours?
That definitely resonates, I would say. So with the interdependence, it definitely feels like we need to learn to communicate again, and like respectfully, in a not toxic way. We need to get back to working together and not just relying on others, but ourselves. And the more we take care of ourselves,
yes,
the more that we're able to give to the collective, to the energies of the world. And all of that is just so connected, and realizing that everything is connected. And I think we have such, as a whole, as a planet, gotten away from the understanding that everything we do affects something else and someone else, that none of us are an island, and no country is an island.
Right.
And like the world has to be cognizant of the only way that we move forward is together. Not one single person is moving forward on their own. And discernment, of course, is always important. And I think using discernment to cut through false information, whether it's on purpose or meant well, that discernment is going to be key to that working together and knowing what information to share, what information to keep to yourself, and applying wisdom instead of just the automatic reaction that so many people get into. And the threshold, that just feels very appropriate, because despite everything in the world right now, nothing is done. We're not over with, and we're on that threshold of, do we move forward or do we get knocked backwards? And that is up to us. And again, applying that discernment and that interdependence, we have to decide what door do we walk through.
Yes, door number 1 or door number 2. Yes. So that's very interesting. Sorry about that. The dogs they needed to go out. So that was just how that was going to work out. Yeah, I think that people don't understand that when they are excuse me, when they are hateful or ugly or mean to another person, that they're really doing that to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I think we're now moving into that new understanding of that consciousness. That is a part of what is emerging, is that people are beginning to, they're going to have an instant experience the more they are, the more they reveal whatever is going on inside of them. I think there's going to be more of an instant reflection, an instant self-reflection.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And that lines up with a lot of the astrological happenings that have been going on.
Yes.
Lately and over the next couple months coming up too. That very much. And just with these cards, I'm just looking at it again, and it's like that threshold, deciding what door to open. No one person gets to decide that. And It's not, well, I'm picking that door and going through and the rest of you can go. It's either we all move forward or we all get knocked backwards. And we have to work together to decide, where do we go from here?
Yes. Now let's pull a couple more cards. I just pulled telepathy and power. And those are very interesting, because I think that that's another element, is part of the power that we all experience today is that we are telepathic. We do connect to each other in ways that, you may not be aware of it, but it doesn't make it not true. You know what I mean? Just because you don't know doesn't mean it's invalid. And I think that there's going to be an awakening more to what that means to people who've never experienced it before. So
I pulled resistance, which is
nice.
interesting,
Yes.
and mastery. And the resistance one gives me very interesting vibes, because the image with the horse going over the fence, like that it feels like overcoming resistance and knowing what boundaries are healthy and what boundaries need to be crossed.
Right.
And knowing where to resist and where to flow, I think, is important. And that is how you get to a state of mastery. That is how you get to that next state of consciousness, is that knowing what to flow with, what is yours and what is not, and not taking on everything else, resisting what is pressed upon you and allowing in what works for you and what flows with what aligns with your energy.
Right. Absolutely. Oh, good God. So there's always people, when you do these kinds of things, there's somebody who will click on, and she's telling Yasmin to send her a message because she's got a strong message for her. So no, stop it. I don't know how to make those go away, but anyway.
Resistance.
Exactly. Hold up the resistance card, because the interesting thing that it's so interesting that the fence is green and red. So green go, red stop. And that to me was a very interesting metaphor that it didn't hit me until just recently, looking at the card and working with it, you're getting mixed messages. And sometimes resistance is because we don't yet have all the information, and you can't move forward until you have more information, right? Until you see things as they are, not as you wish them to be. You are naturally in stasis. You can't move forward because there's nowhere. Even if you were to move forward, it would be a lateral move, but it would not be an actual stride forward or progress.
Oh yeah. I noticed the color too. And like the red and green to me stood out. So those are the what they refer to as the flashing colors of Mars. And that's that Mars energy. And when those two colors are together, when you have the different planetary colors and then their color wheel opposite, it activates that energy. And it's like, it's a barrier in the picture. It's that barrier, but it's that activating energy. So it's like, and the top railing is solid red. And then you have the mixed in the bottom. And it's like,
it's so interesting.
It's like pause before you go, look before you leap, but still leap.
Yes.
This isn't a sit back and wait card. This is a know where you're going, take that deep breath and go for it.
And do it now. Wow. That is, I've never thought about the flashing colors of Mars or any planet, which no doubt they're there, but I just have never really considered that. And that's so interesting. That is so true. There are certain things, in our environment, in our consciousness, there are triggers. And in this way, obviously, I mean a trigger as an activation, activating something that is within you that hasn't been unlocked yet, which is, really how we intended these cards to be, to really help people unlock their own spiritual pictures and their own spiritual language. So does anybody have a question out there? We've got a couple of watchers. Feel free to chime in with a question. Look what we got again. The Guardian. Okay, so how about this? Have we already sold 90,000? That's my question. I'm asking that question. Have we already sold 90,000? What is the unity? So if we haven't yet, we can do it.
Receptivity. Be open to it.
Yes. Yes, indeed. I am absolutely ready. 90,000, here we come. Okay, Alex, there's a question for you.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Which one is my favorite? Ooh, that's a tough one. I really like the interdependence card, and like bees just speak to me, even though I'm deathly allergic, but I love their symbolism. And one of the cards that keeps kind of stalking me in readings the last few days has been, I'm trying to find it here, the medicine card. And I really like this card a lot. I love the different imagery of balance and the caduceus symbol for the healing and the wellness and the medicine. And this was one of the first cards that I pulled when I did the first reading with the deck for myself. And the words on the information page of it, like the quote overall, that just gave me chills. You are promised the exact thing you need when you need it. And given the reading, and it was in the past position, that very much resonated, and I had a very heartfelt reaction to that card. So far, this is probably one of my favorites energetically. That interdependence is another one. And visually, I really like the polarity card too, with the lightning, like the contrasting, the calm and the chaos, and the flower that makes me think of hope that's springing up despite all the chaos, and the butterflies. And it's just, that one just also very much I like. But it's just such a gorgeous deck, and I love the definitions and meanings that go along with it, and the way it was designed, and the feedback that I have gotten from people who have also looked through it, who are very familiar with oracle decks and tarot decks. And what I have found doing readings for myself and others and other people trying it out
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the divination meaning page is what
Yes.
speaks to you. And then sometimes it's just the card information itself.
Yeah.
Maybe a line from it. And then it's like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
the fact that you don't have to use the book. And I find with a lot of Oracle decks, you can be kind of lost sometimes without the book to reference.
Right.
And I have been able to intuitively pull from the images.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ancestors card. That's another one that I really, really liked.
Yes, that's a good one.
I really like that one because I don't think that we discuss ancestor energy nearly enough in Western spirituality and magical practices.
Yeah. And make no mistake about it. You know, it's interesting. We started out the morning today with Karen Reese, and she said my grandmother popped in. Grandmother came and you know, my grandmother was as practical as anyone ever could be in life, and I don't know that I don't know what she believed, because she did not witness this part of me by any stretch. But anyway, so she came on and she was channeling through and said that she was, you know, excited and proud, and that it was very it excited her to see what, you know, instead of becoming mentally ill, I became a psychic and a card deck creator. You know, like it really, it's this sort of thing did not exist in her day in the way that it does. And there's a freedom, thank God, that I have, you know, that her, you know, her generation just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And the generations before. So yay, I'm so grateful for that. But talking about the ancestors, what it made me think of, I got a little verklempt going towards my own grandmother, is that you know, the ancestor, everybody is back, everybody is here, and they are supporting us in ways that we can't fathom, I think. And a lot of them are back to process out things they couldn't do while they were in a body.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's there's a lot of chaos going on, and a lot of people don't really like that's not something that we normally think about. But when huge catastrophic events take place, and the people experiencing them don't get to grieve them or process the fact that they participated in those things and the ways in which they participated, you know, that carries over in the lineage.
Oh yeah.
On not only a soul lineage, but a DNA lineage. And so we are all experiencing these levels of chaos to decide how we want to move forward as humanity. So that's what I think of the ancestors.
I very much would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I try and teach people when they come into the store, or they come to me for readings. And so many times I get in the middle of the reading, I'm like, you have such strong, like, your ancestral energy wants to be invited in to help, that they are ready. And like, you can work with all the spirits and angels and deities, but your ancestors are the closest spiritual energy to you.
Yeah.
And like, they can help in ways that maybe beings that have a broader picture might not be so inclined to help, or they might not help in the way that you think. Those ancestors, you are literally the result of their blood, sweat, and tears.
Right.
And that's really why that card just embodies that to me. I love it.
Yeah. So this is an interesting card to pull, to maybe to start a wrap up for us, is gravity.
Ooh.
And one of the things I really love about this, of course, is the earth, and there's all the light that it's pulling into it. But then there's the tree of life that it's holding.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Gravity is anchoring in that tree into the earth. And then there's all this love, the hearts that are hanging from that tree, and the life that is hanging from that tree. And I really love this one, because part of the idea of gravity is helping. It's important that each individual understands what their spin is, what they draw into themselves, what they draw into their environment, how others interact with them, right? So, who are you and what are you contributing to the whole?
Exactly.
That is the question.
And I love how the lights across the planet make me think of like ley lines and how like that energy just runs through everything, whether we are aware of it or not.
Yeah, absolutely. So how about you pull a final card?
I did, actually. I did. And I pulled this one. I asked, what does Tracy need to know?
Okay.
And I got seed. And I feel like this card very much embodies you. Like you are very inspiring. And this deck, I mean, speaks to that. And I feel two things with this one. One, that 90,000, I feel like there's growth coming. I feel like the seed has been planted and you've tended to it, and things are about to really take off. But also, like, knowing that place that you hold within others, and that seed of inspiration, that seed of idea, and helping to nurture it and helping teach people how to nurture their own gardens as well. Because so many people either try and position themselves to where they hold all the information and they hold all the power, and I will give you information and I'll tell you what to do.
Right.
But you'll need to come back to me for more. Whereas I feel like you give the keys and then tell people, now you decide what door that fits into.
Right.
Here's the seed. Now you plant it and tend to it, and you decide what you want to grow.
And please don't come back.
Come back when it's a bouquet.
That is beautiful. That is really, I receive that. I receive that. Sometimes when people offer me, compliments, I realize I am quick to go, but I really receive that, and thank you. I appreciate that. It's, yeah, I will absolutely take the 90,000 for sales. I'll take it. This has been so wonderful to sit. We have business things in common, but we never get to do magical stuff together. So
no, not nearly enough.
I know. So this has been lovely, and we'll have to do it again. I think that actually starting next week, I'm going to be doing Thursdays or Fridays. I haven't, but I think Thursdays or Fridays I'm going to be working with the deck. Doing like just a regular come on and answer questions for an hour or so. So I'll let you know the time that I pick to do that, and if you can ever join in.
Absolutely. This has been a lot of fun, and like I don't usually do video stuff. I'm very much an in-person, in-store, come see me, get that in-person interaction.
Yeah.
So this has been really fun, and I really love working with this deck, and I cannot express the wonderful feedback that I have gotten from others for it. And both for you and Yasmin, great work. Excellent work.
Thank you. So tell people a little about your store and where you are, what people can expect it to go there, what they can buy from you.
Well, Hearthside, we are in Ralston, Nebraska, which is a tiny little city that is actually in the Omaha metro area. So we're actually in the big city. They just don't remember that sometimes. And Hearthside was founded on community. That was what we opened the store for. And we try to be a place that is welcoming. We try to have a little bit of something for everyone, from like, we have pentacle chalices to saint medals, and we've had rosaries. We have a little bit of something for everyone, and there's no judgment here. We pride ourselves on being a safe space. Any positive path that wants to come in and help uplift others and uplift themselves, and we really try and empower people give them the tools they need to create their most magical life for themselves, whatever that is. And whatever they choose to do with their magic and their energy, that is between them and their higher powers. They get no judgment here. And when they come in, that is cozy and community. Like those are the energies that we to embody. And we're not afraid to use our voice and our platform to speak out about what's right and to stand up for others who may not have that voice to and help inspire them to stand up for themselves and others. That is why we are here. And
Nice.
and we also have a website, hearth-side.com, and people can check that out if they can't make it into the store.
Say that again.
Hearth-side.com. And that gives information about the store. We have a blog with articles, different information. It links to all of our shopping websites because we are on Etsy, and we have our retail website, and we also have an Amazon merch store with different t-shirt designs, like the one I'm actually wearing is one of ours.
Fun. Okay, wonderful. So if people want to buy the deck, they can log on and buy it from you.
I don't have it anywhere yet up online, but they can definitely reach out, and anybody can always message us if you can't find something on the website or on any of our online resources. Email us, send us a message. If you don't see it, chances are we can get it for you.
Yeah, and I've bought lots of stuff. Just I call the store and say, "Hey, Alex, I need XYZ," and he's like, "Okay, let me box it up and ship it out." So that's for now until you get it up on your website. That's what people can do, is they can call you and say, "Hey, I want to buy this deck right now."
Absolutely.
And I'll get them for you to ship. This has been just delightful. Hang out for a couple of minutes as we log off. And thank you again for being here with us today. And thank you, everybody, for joining us for this 2:00 hour. We've got one more session. It's a 3:00 hour. I've got Andy Rosenau. She's of Sacred Dragon Publishing. And then we also have Anne Marie McCormick of Sixth Sense. She's got a deck called Sixth Sense, and she's got a couple of books of the same title. She's an amazing lady. So definitely you want to, hold out for the next 20 minutes, and we'll be back at 3:00. Thank you. Go somewhere.